New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ebro in the morning, the beautiful Lord Styles, Rosenberg and the bro Anderson Paak.
Yeah.
Back on the program.
Yes, Lord.
Back. Anderson Paak back.
I like y'all have my picture up, you know what I'm saying? Got
Saw that.
a little more respect this
We
year.
have a hospitality.
You came
I
up.
like
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
Came up in the building. I had to wait.
I mean, after this many great albums, you know what I'm saying? At a certain point, once you keep raising the bar, you got to put some respect on that name.
Thank you, man. It means a lot.
What sort of glasses are these?
These are Chanel. I threw prescription in them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Facts.
my wife is Korean, so, you know, we stay at Chanel. And I'm not
Wait,
buying
is that
nothing.
a thing?
Yeah.
Wait. Koreans love Chanel.
I'm not going to say all Koreans, but my wife loves Chanel.
And the Koreans that you know in your family love Chanel.
Man. Well, her mama like Coach. So we can go and Coach all day and just get 3-4 purses. Chanel, I'll be in there just like sweating.
Mom's pays attention to budgeting a little bit better.
She just like Coach. That's just her taste. Her daughter just, you know, each generation get more expensive taste.
Level up.
So I'll be in there
Level
bored
up.
as shit, and I'll be like, well, I'm gonna get some glasses at least, something.
Some.
Yeah, and I guess.
So look, you've been last album came out over a year ago. How long?
Which
has it been?
one? Do you mean the one with Knowledge, the Yes Lord, or Malibu?
His album, Malibu.
Malibu is, I'm looking right now, the release date was January 2016, so the very beginning of 2016.
Yep.
And then at the end of 2016, you put out Yes Lord.
Yeah.
But Yes Lord was a full album?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the
thought I only
vinyl, full
I didn't
thing.
know that. I thought it was like an EP or something.
Nah. Yeah, they dropped some EPs and stuff, but we dropped the full length that year too.
No, I went into Amoeba, dropped a nice solid $29.99 on those
there you
albums.
go.
See, they said my fans really do still buy hard copies.
Yeah.
That's
I
real
see.
talk.
I look on the U.S. vinyl charts, which I didn't realize was a thing. You did well on both of those. You peaked at 5 with Yes Lord and 17 with Malibu. So
Serious.
your cats are buying records.
When you've also built a touring brand for yourself with the Free Nationals.
Yeah.
So now, explain to me, Anderson Paak and the Free Nationals is the touring brand. That's the live show experience.
Yes.
I've seen you play the drums and sing live like you Phil Collins. You jump off the drums and, you know what I mean, jump to the front of the stage and y'all do your thing. How did that come together with you in that live touring experience? What was the motivation there?
I've been playing with the same dudes for like 10 years plus. And we used to play in backyards and bar mitzvahs, birthdays, christenings, a lot of dive bars. And we used to play all over the place. And I always had my original music, and every year it just got better for us.
Dope.
And when we started hitting the festivals, I was like, okay, I want to brand it as Anderson Paak and the Free Nationals, because eventually I want them to be able to put their own album out, work with other artists, production and stuff like that. So we're going to keep it going and, you know, keep that brand going. And that's exactly what happened.
How did you guys meet? Are you guys friends from the neighborhood?
Yeah, me and the guitar player, Jose, we met each other first. We both had girlfriends that lived in the same apartment complex. So when we used to smoke in the garage, we'd see each other, what's up? And he got kicked out of his spot, and I was couch surfing, you know, all around the town. I was like, yeah, just come post up over here down the street. And he brought his guitar through, and I was just like, oh, this is dope. And we just started playing all over Hollywood, and I just could never get rid of him, you know. We was just smoking and just being little street kids. And then we met Ron, our keyboard player, and we was a 3-piece, and we played for everybody. We used to play for Paak Div. I mean, man, we played for like all kinds of different rap acts. We did all kinds of studio sessions. So many people just knew us as bands, you know, as someone who could make, you know, hip hop bands. And we used to play for Sarah, everybody.
Wow, so like you guys were really just a part of the West Coast underground scene, the LA underground scene.
Yep.
So, Obram, I guess the first time that everyone became familiar with you was the Dre album.
Yeah.
Right? That's when you really hit it?
Yeah.
Where were you guys on your own previous to that moment? Like, would you say like you were completely popping and people in LA all knew what's up, or you were still kind of like the best kept secret?
No, I mean, I was still getting kicked out of clubs and standing in line and you know.
What were you getting kicked out for?
Just like, I'm on the list. No, you ain't, nigga. So yeah,
not kicked out, Ebro, just not let in.
No, I've seen him debo a couple of cats. I wasn't gonna put his business out
Wait,
there,
you
but
seen
I
him
caught him
turn
ice
up?
grilling some cats a couple of times that wanted, you know.
Nice. They don't want it. They don't want it.
See,
You seen him turn up, yeah.
The smile, don't let the smile fool you.
See, I told you. I told you. One day I saw him. I was at a party having a good time, and I walked past him. And I heard him barking on somebody, and I was like,
Yep.
"You, what?
Exactly.
You okay?"
Have you ever noticed how it doesn't seem like Ebro does anything when he's with us, but then every time someone's here, he's like, yo, I saw you at a party. I need to know about your secret party life, by the way. That's a
It's
separate
not really a
conversation.
secret. It's usually when I'm
out of town,
traveling
you go
out of
out.
town,
Yeah.
and I don't have my daughter.
So
We was buzzing around. You know, I had the Suede song out. You know, and I had different songs that were out that were kind of connecting within like the counterculture. You know, going around L.A. and stuff. But it was a light buzz, and that's why I really have a lot of respect for Dre, because you know when he found me, it was fairly early around the city. I didn't have too much of a buzz like that, and he heard my records, and he didn't know anything about me. He just heard the record Suede and kept playing it, and he was just ready to work after that. And after that, he just threw me on the whole project. I was just coming over there every day, and I didn't know what was gonna make it until it came out. I never thought he would drop a record before me. So after that, I wasn't even signed to him or nothing. He dropped Compton. I was on like 6 tunes. I was like, oh, let's drop our record.
I would argue right now, I'm not just saying this because you're here, and I am classically hyperbolic, but I would say
You've used hyperbolic 3 times a day.
What is
so
that?
new
it's
word
in my
today.
mind.
It's his
It's
new
on my
word.
mind.
That's
you know,
a wrestling term? What
no,
is it?
It's
thank
like
you.
hyperbole. It's like overhyping.
I
like,
overhype things.
Like
I say-
sensationalism in a way.
Yes.
I say
Right.
things in the moment when I'm feeling passionate. But for me personally, and this is not a knock at the Compton album, which I like. It's not a classic to me, but I like it. I think that you are the true gift of that album. Like, that album is cool, but for me, the takeaway was
The Animals
who the
record.
fuck the cat singing on all these songs.
right.
That your voice to me is what I associate sort of with that
Right.
moment.
Because
You know
for
what
a
I mean?
lot of people, that was their first introduction
Right.
to Anderson Paak.
Yeah.
And after that, it just like, it was cool to watch, because sometimes you get introduced to someone, they turn out to be whatever, they're cool, whatever. Your build has been so solid and consistent. Yo, you are the only. My wife only picks a new artist every couple years that I'll come in and be like,
Chance.
yo, yeah, Chance,
She's
Childish
usually right.
Gambino.
She's usually right.
She's right, but she's very specific. One day I was playing the vinyl in the house, and my wife walked by trying to be cute and just started singing all the words, and I was like, what you know about this? She was like, Anderson Paak album, I listened to that on Spotify. I was like, oh, she like became a real fan on her own.
He was up on it.
Which was telling to me about something you're doing. You're striking a certain tone with people.
I want to know about the relationship, because it's really interesting to me when artists talk about the first time. Like you mentioned, Dre had listened to one of your records.
Yeah.
But how did it happen, though? How did he reach out to you, and like what was that like?
He has some writers, King Mez, and this other writer, JT, that was working on Compton. They have been working on it for months.
Okay, and you knew them already.
Nah, I didn't know nobody.
Shout out to King Mez from DC, by the way.
Yep. I got a call from my manager, and he was like, yo, Dre wants you to pull up. They want you to pull up. I was like, yeah, right, whatever, man. Holla at me. And then they was like, nah, for real. So I went over there. I went to Record One, and I walked in. The first people I meet was Dre and DOC. They was watching the playoffs.
Okay.
And both of them are just like tall as fuck, and I was just like, man, what's up, man? Like, I wasn't expecting to really meet Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody I had so many calls where they were like, Dre, you know, we gonna work on detail, we gonna work on that shit was out. I was like, whatever, man, I'm about
Okay.
to come smoke, whatever. And the first 2 people I meet was Dre and DOC, so I was kind of shook. So I was like, what's up, man? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, man, cool. I heard a lot about you. He didn't hear none of my music or nothing like that. So I walked in the studio. I met King Maz and JT. They was like, yo, that song Suede is crazy. We love it, this and that. We want you to work on the Dre project. So they started playing the records. I loved them. And they said, we want to play your record for Dre first. And I was like, oh, he ain't heard nothing yet. So I was nervous. I thought he gonna play something and he ain't gonna like it and I ain't gonna get to work. So he played the record and he just played it like 3 times in a row. And after that, he wanted to work. And they threw the track on. It was all in a day's work. And I was like, I was feeling it off top, so I just loved it. And I was just like, just let me get on the mic. Let me try something. He was like, you just want to get on the mic right now? I was like, yeah. And he threw the beat on, closed my eyes, start going off, opened my eyes. Dre was like, woo! He was going crazy. And then after that, I just was over there every day. And that was it.
So now and then, fast forward to just a few months ago, Dre comes and jumps on the stage with you in was
Yeah.
that London?
The first time he jumped on the stage was Coachella.
Coachella.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't think he was gonna do it. Last minute, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pull up." That was epic for me. That was one of the best shows of my life. Kendrick, Dre, T.I., Gary Clark Jr. It was incredible.
Yeah.
All these people I didn't really even know. They were just I met.
They were just showing love.
Yeah,
These are just cats
yeah.
that
I was I worked with Dre and stuff in the studio, but for him to come out, he ain't coming out like that for nobody.
Yeah.
And, it was just crazy.
And as an artist, you've created, and like you talked about couch surfing, and you talked about just performing with people that you've worked with for over a decade and doing all these things just because this is your mode of expression. And we've had conversations before where you talk about like this keeps you balanced, right? It keeps you focused on your family, and I think you told me you lost your mom. Did your mom pass?
No,
or
she
was
didn't.
sick?
She's alive and well. Yeah, she went to prison though for a while.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama. It was Mother's Day.
Yeah. But you guys have a real tight relationship.
We do, man. She's that's my heart. We didn't really. Coming up, she was so busy growing up. She was always hustling and working and making sure we had something. So we didn't really have like a tight relationship growing up. And then she went away for so long. And then when
How long was she gone for again?
She was gone for almost 8 years.
Wow.
And in that time, I went through all this development. And when she came out, I was still, on the come up, but things were getting better. And she came out, and we just been on the journey ever since. So every year it's just crazy for her,
Right.
I was able to get her a house in Atlanta. I was like, where you want to go? First time I got a little money, and she was like, oh, we going to Atlanta. I was like, bet, it's cheap. We can get a nice little spot.
I'm glad you said Atlanta.
I could hook
I'm
you
really
up.
glad.
She could
And
say
you want to be
Manhattan.
in the boonies a little bit? All right, bet.
it's all good.
We gonna get you ducked off. Yeah, so I'm straight. I always got something, I'm trying to get her a dog. She hate animals. I don't know how you hate
What?
dogs. Yeah.
What's wrong with this? Well, we have to fix this.
She just older people, they got something with dogs.
She's
like,
stuck
I'm
in her
like,
ways.
She's the only one. She lived by herself. So I'm like, I'm getting you a dog. You gonna get a dog? I'm cutting the
not
lights off.
not all black people like animals and dogs.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm trying to break
humans like
that.
animals.
I'm trying to.
Black people have a thing with dogs.
It's
There's
old
a
black
history there.
thing, I think.
Sure.
There's a
Well, Jews
history.
have a history with dogs too.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I'm
we got to
cutting-
work on it. You know what I'm
I told her,
saying?
you getting a dog. I'm cutting the Uber off, cutting the lights off, all that, and you're gonna take care of this dog for a little bit.
Because you just thought that the dog could just bring her some like love and
Yeah, give her
companionship.
some
Companionship,
because you know
man.
what? I met Smokey Robinson, and he said he had the same thing. His wife wanted a dog. He hate dog. He was like, "It's your dog. I ain't messing with it. I ain't taking care of it. It's your dog." And then she brought the dog home.
Game changer.
Little baby, hold him. And he picked the dog up, and that was it.
That's it. Goodbye.
He was done.
Yo,
Do
puppies, man.
you and your lady have a dog?
Nah, hell no.
Wait a minute.
Nigga, I ain't
though.
crazy. I got kids.
Right. So you don't have
I
to.
ain't no
It's just too
dog.
much.
Nah.
How many kids you got?
I ain't got enough. I need some property. I need some more space. I ain't
Got
gonna
it.
do that to the dog.
How many kids you got?
2,
All right. So and how old are they?
7 and 7 months.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
got your hands
So
full
he's
right now.
busy.
It's not dog
okay.
time right now.
I-
A few years.
Wifey gonna go
When a
crazy.
7-year-old turns 9, then you could get a dog, because then the 9-year-old, I think it's about time for them to take care of a small animal.
Well, they'll tell you that, and then you'll get the dog, and then
they won't do anything.
No.
But that gives you a reason to stay on their neck.
Exactly.
Give them more
If you
responsibility.
want that, but get ready to guess what you got to get ready to do. Take care of the dog.
Exactly. Absolutely.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you something right now, Anderson. This is a record. So I'm curious. Give me your thoughts on this. I believe that this song should have been a massive smash, and it was popular.
Right.
But it should have been. You tell me what you think.
Right. Ooh. Speaking of which, we just got our gold record for that.
Oh, did you?
Shout out to Mac Miller.
So it ended up doing good, right?
Yeah.
It went gold. But to me, I was like, oh, this is gonna be
Me too.
One of
Anderson's
those-
first out of here.
Yeah, but you know what happened? And I remember that we all like the record. We love the record,
Yeah.
right? You as an artist were somebody that we love, but you were still underground,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mac Miller's fans were into a certain type of Mac Miller.
Yes.
So here comes this artist, amazing, that we know about because we're paying attention and we care about looking for the next thing. Mac Miller is somebody we've watched grow and that we like as a
Right.
person, but I think that's, how the audience, like mainstream audiences, it's a little hard. When
Well, it was
they're-
his grow up record.
Yeah, it
That
was his
the
grow-up
Mac Miller-
album.
It was his grow up album. He was like, I'm an adult now. My music isn't just rap. It's soulful, just great music. But yeah, that's one of my favorite records you've done.
Yeah, I think that was a sound too. That was a kind of a newer sound too for just everybody in general for that format too. Shout out to Pomo who produced it, but I had similar sound like that on Malibu with Am I Wrong and kind of this modern
The
house,
joint with that,
R&B.
that modern house. Yo,
Anytime
that
you
joint
get-
with Schoolboy Q.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
that was he produced that as well. So I thought that was gonna be huge too. Same thing, Q thought so too, and I think it was just a timing thing. And I'm not mad at it. I like the kind of the slow bubble, and I think the people that it really resonated with. It was like those people really spread it, and it was kind of like if you knew the song, you was some cool people.
Well, I remember 2 years ago in LA for Grammy week. Last time I went out there for the Grammys, I just remember you had parties that weekend, and Anderson Paak was like the thing. It was like, well, Anderson .Paak's having a party tonight. Oh, you're going to the Anderson .Paak party?
Still a thing, by the way.
Yeah, it's still a thing. Like, it was a thing. Like, can you get into the Anderson .Paak party? Who do you know at the Anderson .Paak party? I'm like, Anders, this guy's out of here.
Man.
So yeah, it has been a steady build, and it's worked out. It's working out great.
Yeah, it's good. When it's slow, I can appreciate things better that way.
What's the biggest thing so far, though? What has the biggest song or moment been for you?
The biggest song or moment? I mean, that's my first single, my first gold single that I've ever been.
So that could be it. That could be the biggest thing still.
To date, it's a single that I helped wrote. I helped be a part of the the production, even too, introducing him to Pomo and setting that whole thing up. When Matt hit me up, he was asking me if I had anything for the album, and I had already had that with the hook and everything, the idea, and I just dished that off to him. So. I love doing that with artists. I just did that recently with Busta and just like different artists where I have just so many songs. Just like the Apple thing. The working with Spike Jonze and FK Twigs, that was huge.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
another song that was 4 years old that I just had in the tuck.
Well, your music is timeless too. That's the other part.
It really
which
is.
I think
Thanks.
Anybody watching this or on this next run of this third album, is this technically third album for you, or would it be
was
considered
my
fourth
10th
with
album, but yeah, third, I guess.
Yeah.
Debut until I'm on.
Is that how it goes?
That's
Is
how
that
I look at it. Yeah.
But I feel like people will catch up to you, and I feel like artists like yourself. I've seen this happen before, where they do have the slow build. They maintain their credibility. They're other artists' favorite artists, right? Critically acclaimed, but they don't necessarily get, pop status or mainstream status. But sometimes that works in your favor long term, right?
Yeah,
because the
man.
music that stood the test of time. We was just having Michael Jackson debates the other day, right? And the best Michael Jackson songs are not the most popular Michael
isn't that
Jackson
crazy?
songs.
And you can bang Prince out for a minute. He got so many tunes that weren't like huge, and that's why you still play them.
Yeah.
And then there's so much catalog. Michael, every joint was like huge, and so it's
Now
like,
Prince has. We were talking about this yesterday. Prince has like 7 big songs. Then he has a whole bunch of shit that when you hear it out, you're like, "Woo, I love this song."
Hear this B-sides, A-sides.
It
all
never
kinds of
stopped.
shit. Yeah, man.
But it's not all one time. Now, what about the Tribe record? That must have been amazing to be a part of.
Yeah, man. Yes, that was. And shout out to Q-Tip, man. The whole squad is just.
Were you blown away at how like huge a deal that album became?
Yeah, I mean, after it came out and I heard it, I couldn't believe it, how good it was, man. I just felt like it was amazing that they were able to put that together. I just thought it was so well put together, and the songs and the production, and I was just happy to be involved. In Q-Tip, same way with Dre, we just hit it off, and we had just like
Who gets to be on a Tribe album and a Dre album? That's not.
Well, that's
common.
why
That's
I'm
pretty
giving
incredible.
anybody who hasn't heard of Anderson .Paak, congratulations, you played yourself at this point. Like, you think you're a music fan. When we're sitting next to a guy that's worked on a Dre album, on multiple Dre songs.
No, I don't give a fuck. Anderson .Paak's A-list. I'm serious. When he show you, I have
He's
to go.
being hyperbolic. See, this is hyperbolic.
He's
I love
A-list.
it. Keep
He's
it cracking.
A-list. I have to go shoot my complex show today. I would have, if he was anyone else, I would have been like, tell him I said hi. This
So
guy's-
based on you not leaving for your show that comes on Thursday nights at 10 p.m. on the internet,
Thank you.
Congrats to them, man.
you're
Thank you.
calling Anderson .Paak A-list.
That's right.
That's what
well,
I'm
no.
talking
I granted, I was able to stay for the 9 o'clock interview today to schedule wise, but I'm saying when I saw it was Anderson .Paak, I'm like, whatever it takes. I can't miss sitting next to this guy at this moment.
Yeah,
I really
but
do think he's that
look,
guy.
I love Anderson
Don't focus
.Paak.
on the wrong thing, Ebro. It's about Anderson .Paak right now, okay?
Yeah.
It's about what he's bringing, not about me leaving. It's more
No, it's about
Anderson.
your hyperbolicness.
Oh, got it.
And the fact that you're throwing him on A-list. So you're throwing him on the
Because
list with Drake, Rihanna,
He's not
Bruno Mars.
not in terms of celebrity. We know that he's not an A-list celebrity, but in music, I believe he's an
absolutely.
A-list musician.
Yeah,
and I think
yeah,
to your
yeah.
point, if there are cats out there right now like, oh yeah, I love music, and when they saw this interview came up, they're like, oh, Anderson .Paak, yeah, I don't know who that is. They're not.
don't know- you're not into music.
I feel that way. Yes, I'm not just gassing.
Do you? Go ahead, Laura.
Go ahead. What artists are you working with like recently that might surprise us?
Oh, that might surprise you.
Yeah, give us one, man.
Oh man. Well, I was just in with Pharrell. I don't know if that's surprising.
That's just tight. I don't know if it's
just
surprising,
amazing.
but
But it's exciting.
It's
When's this
exciting.
coming
Couldn't
out?
wait to say
What's this
that.
for? When is this coming out?
More artists. We don't have to go into dates and what's coming out, but yes, Pharrell, Jasmine Sullivan.
Love that.
Brandy.
Wow,
Nice.
Busta Rhymes, is just someone that, I just just always chopping it up with.
Yeah.
I love getting insight from a lot of the people that I'm
And
around.
Busta loves giving insight.
Yeah, man, I'm all for that. Q-Tip, you know, my buddy Knowledge, who I work with a lot with No Worries. We just started doing our first real shows, and so we started going around touring. I got to work with I know I'm missing somebody. I know my people's in there, but like say this.
Don't forget a gem. Don't.
I signed my first artist. I signed 2 artists, my band, the Free Nationals. I signed them, and we're done with their album. And they got people like Daniel Caesar and Kali Uchis, Mac Miller, and they got an amazing album that I just helped, just oversee. I wasn't even.
Oh, so you don't sing on it? You have a feature?
I got some features, yeah, but it was more so like let them do their thing, help facilitate as much as I could. Another artist, Katia Bonet, who is an incredible singer and arranger, string arranger, who I really love working with. Dre has some incredible writers over there. This writer by the name of Coco, that's on the album as well. And Smokey Robinson, I just got to chill.
Well, would you do a song or you just chilled?
Both. Yeah, we was working.
That's
good.
bugged. You must have been like, yo, this is Smokey Rob. People overuse the term, more hyperbolicness. People overuse the term living legend.
Yeah.
That's legit living legend.
Legit.
Right?
Legit.
That's like, you're like, damn, you're not of this. You're not of this
Right.
time,
No.
right?
He was
Like,
yeah.
and yet he kind of still looks the same.
He's the first light skinned, like, just heartthrob person.
Talk about it.
What?
Talk about
And
it.
he got the crazy eyes too. Like, it's not fair. He was bagging everything. That must have been just
It's nuts. Insane.
Niggas must have been tight when he came in.
My
like,
dad hated Smokey Robinson and loved
Yeah,
him. at the same
did.
time.
he must have been
Absolutely.
tight.
He hated on a Smokey?
No, like he loved him but hated him. He'd be like, yo, this light skinned motherfucker.
Yeah, you ain't just nobody safe. Yeah,
That's funny.
Well, he's not still. Is he still out there laying it out at this point or no?
yeah. I mean, I played him the tune on 1 in the 1, and he was just like, "Okay, what you trying to say? What you saying exactly? Okay, well you ain't got to curse, you know that, right? You gonna say something sweet, make it sweet." So he was just breaking my song down, and he was like, "All right, give me a disc, burn me 2 discs. I'm gonna take it in the car. I'm gonna write to it. I'll let you know, let
You know
what I
he
got.
old school. He said, burn me a disc.
Burn me 2 discs."
Why two? He wanted 2 copies?
Yep, they was in there going free. Yeah, he went the instrumental, he went the acapella, all that. So yeah,
That's
it was
so
beautiful.
Yo, Smokey's still out here riding around, listening, writing
Yeah,
lyrics.
man.
That's
Riding
incredible.
around.
Question for you with regard to what's become mainstream and trendy, which is activism, social consciousness, which has been a part of your brand since the beginning. I mean, I feel like you've always had some conversations on the Dre album with Animals and, on Malibu, there's some joints in there. I mean, yeah, you write the love songs too. But
It's also just a feel. It is a feel.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I said this last time you came, but your album was like the singing accompaniment to Pimp a Butterfly. Like it came right after it, and it felt that same.
they all go in the same playlist.
Yeah.
Like when
yeah.
I create my own playlist, I got your records in there, and I got To Pimp a Butterfly as well as just other classic soulful, amazing records. But do you not see yourself in that
Yeah.
way? Did you say I think so because you don't see yourself that way, or
No, I think I'm very affected by my surroundings, I think I'm truly affected by what's going on. So whether it's relationships or the climate socially, I think I find a way to put it in the music. I don't think it's like the main staple of all my music, but yeah, I think it's in there. I was just, I think why I question it is because I think a lot of people probably associate me with like love music or relationship or.
I actually, my first
Dancing.
thought of you always is soulful,
Yeah.
but also socially aware
That's
and
dope.
conscious is my personal. Are you happy? I mean, I know how it makes me feel, but I want to hear from someone else that the conversations that are happening not in hip hop, in music, on social media are people trying to find a clearer path to the future and create some understanding. Are you happy about that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's amazing. The artists that are figuring ways to reflect what's going on politically, socially, and still making cool songs. Because like in the 60s and 70s, like those songs like that with James Brown and, and Jimi Hendrix's songs that I really like, they had these political undertones, these messages of what was going on, but they were still rocking. It wasn't like you felt like you were learning or being preached on or anything like that. You was just vibing to it. and they was talking about, you know, people going to war, or people fighting for, you know, social injustice, and now people that have learned how to do that now, and talking about these different topics and making songs that bang too. It's like, I think it's dope. I think it's dope that that's also going on with other stuff.
Because you could have lived in another time when people weren't talking about shit.
Well,
So very recently.
That's now too. You know, there's a lot of just nonsense too. I'm not even nonsense, just like stuff that people are go to in order to numb themselves from what else is going on, and that's needed too. I like that shit too.
It's balance.
Yeah, it's just the balance is what was.
It's nice to have the option though.
Yeah,
right?
what was always there, you know. So, and it's like you need to, these tunes that have these messages. It's one thing you can. It's like that was my whole thing. It's like people that make the message, and they forget this. It has to be a good song too. You need to be able to compete with what's going on over here too, because this deserves to be heard.
I oftentimes debate with rappers a lot because it's, you know, yo, I'm lyrical, but the music is not good, right? And sometimes people go, yo, my lyrics, but you're like, yo, but what about the actual music though?
Yeah,
you know, because sometimes people confuse song as just lyrics. And song means the lyrics and the music and how they work in concert to make a complete body of work. And I think people miss that message.
Absolutely. I mean, some of my favorite stuff to do when I'm just listening to rap, I love just people that just go off, you know, watching old Meek Mill tapes, or, you know, different people that just rap, and just, I love that, you know, that just complete disregard for song structure and whatever, could care less. I love that too. But I love when people find their sound too, and are able to blend those two together, like someone like a Kendrick. You know, I'm a big fan of him, and I've seen him. He's always had something to say, and I feel like as an artist, he's been able to fine tune that and refine it to where he's able to make groovy tunes that also have a socially conscious.
That in some ways, that's his best trait, is his ability to do both.
Yeah,
because like he has songs where you don't realize that sometimes he puts the medicine in something really sweet, you know what I'm saying, and easy to go down.
Yeah.
And sometimes he hits you with something very dense.
Yep.
But yeah, that's not a common trait in artists.
No, it's tough because, you know, it just takes work. You know, a lot of people aren't willing to work to make a great song. They just want to get them bars off, or they just want to look the part, or they want the beat is good enough, so I don't got to meet it halfway. It's just I got enough hype, and I don't really got to do nothing, you know, so there's people that want to work to make some timeless music, and that's the stuff that lasts. So.
You remember the Ebro at like post late 90s, like raucous era, the word conscious became a bad word for a while.
Yeah. Oh, what, you trying to kick knowledge?
Yeah. Oh, here he goes. The dashiki raps.
That was Hov. Hov said that to Nas. You trying to kick knowledge?
Yeah. It was
and people use
Kane
that as a weapon.
First.
Like, yo, shut the fuck up. Oh, you trying to be woke? You trying to kick knowledge? That was in the 90s.
Yeah.
I was the dreadlock. I had a whole production movement. It was called Conscious Vibes.
No, we know.
We was popping, son.
Well,
now it's cool again.
There's mixed reviews on how poppin' Conscious Vibes is.
I booked Erykah Badu, KRS-One, The Roots.
Conscious Vibes, bro.
In the 90s, fam.
Hold on.
Where was you at? Where was you at, son?
Chevy Chase, Maryland with the surfboard.
Yeah, where was you at?
Hold on, but listen to this. Ebro goes back, like, Ebro's like the Forrest Gump of hip hop.
Right.
In the 90s, he had Conscious Vibes.
Right.
In the late 80s, what was your R&B group?
Tomorrow's Answer.
With shoulder pads and everything.
Shoulder pads, R&B.
I was dancing and all that, huh?
Shut
Yeah.
up.
Bro, Ebro's like a...
Ebro's thorough.
It's thorough. It goes back generation by... You're Forrest Gump, bro. Every generation
Yeah,
he's there.
Definitely levels.
That's why they used to
For every picture where the white lady's like this with the glasses on,
I'm in it.
Ebro's in the back doing something else.
Yeah.
He's b-boying in one, he's DJing the other.
And this bitch was calling cops every time. Hey. Yo, how do you, as an artist, do you feel when you see like the world clamor around a Kanye West moment, where you see somebody like Kanye trying to find, irritating a lot of people, trying to find his voice, trying to find his message? Do you look at that as artistry, or do you look at that as something else?
Yeah, it's just so exciting to me. I just love it. It's just like, I remember when Kanye was first coming out. I remember when he was just nobody. We was in high school. Like we was a whole fanatics. Like I know just last time I was a fan of anything, it was Rockefeller. Like I just knew I was gonna be on Rockefeller coming out straight out of high school. And when Kanye was coming up, he was like the new dude nobody knew about, producer, rapper. It was unheard of, and we just couldn't wait for his tape to come out. And so like to see like his whole journey and see him garner that much influence and just have everyone in a frenzy, it's really exciting. It's really entertaining. Sometimes it was a little sad to see. I think he lets it get away from him a little bit. I think he's got some great concepts and great ideas and what he wants to express, but he just sometimes doesn't know how to put them together too well. And I know how that is. And I don't think maybe sometimes he doesn't have the restraint or like the patience to kind of put these ideas together and help present them. The posture is sometimes a little messed up.
Right.
So I think that's unfortunate, so because a lot of stuff gets misunderstood and whatever, but I really admire all these people that can just go out there and do that and just not give a damn, and there's all this energy coming back towards them, and for them to, at least they don't seem like they're affected by it. Like it's just crazy, I don't know if I could handle all that energy coming at me. Like I get overwhelmed sometimes.
You get 12 tweets and you're like, damn, the whole world's coming for me.
This is a lot, I even come here, it's like I was telling them I don't want to say too much, it's like it's rough. So for these people that just can care less, it's just like I'll be just like, damn, this nigga wild, and I'm gonna get the album. Like, you niggas is crazy. You gonna listen to the album? People gonna
listen to the album.
I'm gonna listen to it.
People gonna listen,
especially after like I think it sound like it's gonna be on some hip hop shit too. It sound like he chopping samples and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna listen to it, and it's like
I think the most we've had this conversation fucking 1,000 times at this point. There was obviously moments where you could see that he was out of touch with the greater sensitivities of certain things, right?
Yeah.
Or had blatant disregard.
Yeah.
Or really believed it, and you don't know which one. Where it's like, yo, you putting on the MAGA hat because you really,
right?
That's really what you doing,
right?
Or you doing it to troll and get people all in a frenzy,
right?
And that pisses a lot of people off because it's like, yo, my man, stop playing with certain shit.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't be playing with certain shit. And then you have people like myself that are like, yo, I've known you this long and watched you through this journey, and I know you're a troll and somebody that doesn't think clear all the time, and I want you to take a step back and be more careful. But that's never been who you are.
That's my point. Is I've watched him since I was in high school, and it's always been like that. He's always been, when everybody was doing this, he was always trying to do that. When everybody
and he's
was
always
rocking,
been an asshole, and he's always been selfish, and he's always been self-centered.
Yep. Everybody's rocking throwbacks. He wanted to rock the pink polo. Everybody's doing this. He was always like that. So I wasn't surprised when everybody's like anti-Trump. Oh yeah, I'm about to
watch
throw on
this.
The cap. You know what I'm saying? And
that's an interesting point.
It's just like, that's just naturally him. So I'm not surprised at that.
And another conversation we've had a lot too, we're having it now about Cardi B, right? Where it's like, we all think that she's beloved. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know anybody that's like, yo, I hate Cardi B, unless it's like somebody who's like, she don't rap good enough,
right?
Or she don't write everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
by the way, her album's the newest one to make it in my wife's rotation, so that's big. She's
right.
made it. She made it all the way there.
But in Cardi, if you pay attention to what Cardi's saying, people are hating on her. You see what I'm saying? And I don't see it.
You mean like in her lyrical content?
Well, no, just like on social media.
She always comes out and she's like, everybody hates me. I guess she seems to have a feeling that the world's against her. And
we talked about it with Kanye once, where it was like, these people make they make up an enemy to motivate them. They create a monster that they got to go against because that's their catalyst for creativity, and that's kind of how they stay motivated. And if there's not like Flex does it, right? Yeah. Flex comes on at night and he'll just be screaming at other DJs, and you'll go,
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know you had a problem with DJs.
What did
Which
him
DJ? Say a name. He's like, any DJ. You're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Every DJ?
Right. Sometimes that's what they need. I mean, in hip hop, it's like you're the most hated on. The most hated on. What does Eminem say? Like in 50 songs, everybody's hating on you. It's like, that's it. I think that's just it.
Well, no, it probably is for Kanye. That's probably a common thought he has. Is that in every interaction I've ever had with that man, he always thinks I'm coming at him.
Right.
We cannot have a square conversation. He, for some reason, and when I talk, first time I ever said a word to him was in this hallway the day 808s came out, which is coming up on 10 years. Right. I said, 808's a heartbreak out today. Pretty big deal. I went, kind of a big deal.
Right.
His first response to me was, kind of.
Right.
And I was like, well, that's just a phrase. That's Ron Burgundy. It's not even a real. I was just, and he was dead ass serious, like kind of a big deal.
I know how it is, bro.
Right?
When the release days and shit, niggas say the wrong thing.
You're like
that's
what?
a trigger. Like, what you mean, kind of, nigga? You know how hard I worked on this shit, nigga? Exactly. We still trying to get samples clear, nigga. What the fuck you mean? Yeah. My shit don't bang, nigga. What? The drums? What the fuck you mean? Like, honestly, dude, these people, like, when I think, you know, a lot of these people, dude, you never know what they're going through, man.
Right,
like,
right.
These people, and they're wild successful, like making millions of dollars, can't trust nobody.
Well, and they're creative lunatics too.
Dude, so much. I know me, I'm very sensitive about my work and stuff, and no matter how confident I may come off, this and that, inside these people are just little guys inside, like,
Well,
you know,
yeah,
so,
and some of them, you look at Trump, the smallest guy, he's this big inside.
He's a little guy in there, and sometimes, you know, you get triggered and it comes out, and I think, you know, the hate thing, it might be just something they put in front of themselves, you know.
Well, it's also too, I think we're all victim of it, right? You jump in comments on YouTube, and I'm like, why'd you even look in there?
I'm done. No more clapping back from me.
But
see,
people do it where you pay
it.
attention to the negative hits you. People could praise. I love it. One negative comment,
That's all you see.
and you're like, yo, man, damn.
But you were gonna say you like the clap back? Because I don't like.
Wait, you and people's
Think about
comments
it. I'm
back?
gonna read the clapbacks. I'm as a fan of you. I'm gonna read you clapping back probably before I read a blog post or some real shit that you probably spent 3 days on.
Right.
But if I go in the comments and you clap back at somebody,
Like, oh, I see.
I'm like, look at this nigga, bro, turn it up. or, you know, whoever, you know, like I'm because that's real interaction. That's showing like, okay, you got time, whatever they say, you know, and I think that's cool. Like, I don't be jumping in that shit because niggas gonna say something crazy about the family or something, and
you're gonna lose it.
I don't know. I'm not built like that. Like, I can't. I get too much involved, you know. And the people that are able to jump in there and do stuff like that, that's always the shit I'm always watching. So,
That's
because
interesting.
it's an attribute that you know you don't have, so it's good to see somebody else do it.
yeah, exactly. Just like Kanye or Cardi and all these people that are just like,
Fuck it.
boom, fuck it. It's like, that's dope. That's dope, man.
Anderson Paak, what's the new record we need to play? Because the single that you put out 2 records now.
No, I haven't put out any records.
Nothing right now.
Yeah,
Not the second.
I got the
Or the song. I would
Yeah.
say record, which means
Yeah.
album, but record meaning song.
It's called Bubbling.
Bubbling.
And this
Yeah.
is just a bubbling. Just a little,
Nah, it's a single.
Okay.
Produced by Jalil Beats and Ant-Man Wonder. The video comes out this week. And
Yo,
yes.
Ant-Man is out here working. He just did that Prime project too with
Yeah.
Primo and them.
Yes.
I am glad to see. And Jaleel Beats kind
Jaleel
of
Beats
consistently
still
keeps
going.
doing shit.
Yeah.
And so how's it work? You work with producers and create, and then when you go live, you take the free nationals, and it's kind of a collaboration of drum programming, melodies, your songwriting, and everything kind of all together.
Yeah, I like to think, you know, I'm a producer for sure, and when the song reaches me and it leaves my hands, it's definitely different, or it's got my stamp on it. So whether I get the beat from Katra or Dre or whatever, I'm gonna be really hands on, and so I got this beat from Jalil a while ago, and I had it for years, and I loved the beat. It was just amazing. It sounded like some Black 007, high energy, high speed chase type shit. And I was like, I tried to get Lil Sims on it one time. I was like, you should spit some shit. I mean, different people on it, and eventually I just wrote to it, and then I loved it. It was just the energy was crazy. It took a little while to write to. It took a while to get the mix right, and finally we did it, and Dre just went ape over it. So this was one of the first songs that Dre don't want to put nothing out, as you know. And this was one of the first ones he was ready to go. This was the first song that he mixed completely, and just it was out the door. So it was like, oh cool, let's do the video, let's go. We gonna go. So this was like, okay, we coming.
Y'all give it up, Anderson Paak. When's the album dropping? Do we know?
Yes, Lord.
No.
Singles dropping.
Ah.
Okay? Enjoy.